what types of positions. So now that you have this opportunity, you said this, all right, well, you know what, like your mentor tapped his wife to do the recruiting for the company, and you're helping out with that as well. Now you are looking for cybersecurity professionals.
Yeah.
Right. You're doing the recruiting yourself. You are understand what you're looking for and so forth. Talk about what you're recruiting for and what they are looking for, what the market is demanding at this point in time.
So right now, because there's a lot of government agencies, obviously they're looking for people that have TS/SCI. So that's top security clearances. So we're looking for people with top security clearances, and also looking for people that have security clearances with the full scope poly, which that's a very hard one to locate also. Candidates with the full scope poly is very hard to find. That market is very slim. So they're looking for those people that have the top security clearance. That's what we're recruiting for. Like I said, positions, it varies. Host-based cyber forensics, network-based cyber forensics, cyber incident management, system administrators, application developers. These are the type of positions that, trying to fulfill, man. And outside of cyber also, I like I said, Antoine, I have a lot of them. I have a lot to get people to the bag, right now, senior system administrators, right? System engineers, senior position, system architect, senior position, cloud architect, senior position, DevOps engineer, senior positions. So these are the positions, man. I'm trying to get some people at the bag.
So tell me this, right? So a lot of this, since it's government contract, they're looking for people with top security clearance, right? And full scope poly, right? Like, is that something that's very difficult to get? Talk about the requirements in getting something like top security clearance, TS and SI, right? And SCI. Talk about that.
Well, that's definitely hard because obviously they don't give clearances out like that. Government agencies usually give them out, but they're hard to come by. My brother was in the military around 2004 to 2006. He went overseas, went to war. And I had a conversation with him. I was asking him, hey, how hard is it for you to get the TS? Back then, they were giving them out like crazy. But nowadays, they don't just give out, security clearances out like that. So it's hard to come. Like I said, the full scope poly is one of the hardest ones to get because you go through an extensive interview process. So the amount of people that have that full scope poly, it's the market for those people are very, very small. So right now, we just had a data analyst that they were data scientist, an NLP data scientist with a full scope poly, trying to find somebody for that position also.
Wow. That may be AI and me right there, man. I got a guy in the chat. He's big time in here. He's been on this show, and he's basically a data scientist doing it for one of the big wigs out there. But so talk about this, right? Now you're recruiting for these positions with a lot of these roles needing top security and poly and stuff like that. Are you recruiting for people who don't, or where that is not a requirement?
No, you have to have those requirements.
You gotta have those requirements.
Top secret clearance is one of the you have to have that top secret clearance. You have to have that because that's what they're requiring. The agency, that's what they require for you to even work for them, to do the work for them.
Got it. And talk about this. If somebody has a top security, a TS, what is it that they could be potentially making?
So right now I'm in a position where usually recruiters, I guess, they try to give you a salary range. Hey, this is a salary range for the position. I do it a little bit different. I ask the candidate, what is your requirement?
Oh,
because you have to be realistic. You know what I'm saying? The market, how the IT market is right now. Like I said, it's like the real estate market is hot. The candidate, people are jumping from company to company. So you have to be willing to, agencies, companies, they know, hey, we got to be willing to pay these people in order to get them to come on board. There's plenty of instances where someone was presented to the agency and right before they started, the competitor picked them up. They're like, no, thank you. And they'll ghost you.
So people, so you're seeing this now that people. So I did an article on this one some time ago, maybe a week or so, where I talked about how the Great Resignation is happening and so forth, and now employers are saying that employees, potential employees, people who have already said, okay, well, yes, they committed to the job, they ghost them. So you're seeing this as a recruiter as well.
Yep, they're ghosting you, and then the client will reach out to you on a let's say a late afternoon Thursday and say, hey man, can you try to get me somebody for this position, because this person just never returned my phone call. I got to try to submit this resume by Monday morning.
Wow, I gotta say this. So you are seeing they are ghosting people.
We're talking. This is $150,000 position that they're ghosting.
Wow. So people are getting the money like that. Okay, so talk about this, right? So obviously you got a TS, you got some IT skills. Your people want to know now. Okay, well. You talk again, hit it again, because I think you hit it really fast. What are some of the roles that people need to get to? And then I want you to hit on something too, Ronnie. When you're recruiting these people and the people that you are getting and putting into positions, are we part of that?
No, that's why I reached out to you. I had a conversation with a gentleman, a devs op engineer, with Amazon, and he replied back to me saying, if it ain't 240 or better, man, let's not waste our time. Damn! And I said, man, he didn't even know the client was paying more than that. But I just was like, I need to get some of my people these opportunities, because guys telling you if it ain't 240 or better, don't waste his time. Some of our people need to get some of this 240 or better.
240 or better. Damn! Hey guys. Hey, this is from a recruiter that talks to people in the market, working at places like Amazon, trying to get them to fulfill roles. And they're saying if it isn't 240 or better, you don't even waste your time.
Yeah.
Don't even waste your time. That's insane. That is absolutely insane. You talk about that's life-changing, guys. That is absolutely life-changing. When you're able to demand a salary like that, and knowing there's people willing to pay it, I can tell you like this, there's people willing to pay it. I was talking to my patrons this weekend, and what they're offering me, even at the company that I'm at, just to get promoted, or other companies are looking at me for other things as well, too, and what they're willing to pay, because they know the job market right now is super hot. If you're talented, they're willing to pay you a lot of money. If you're not in the tech, you're missing out on this opportunity, guys. You're missing out on this opportunity. Continue on, Ronnie. I'd like you, man. Continue on. Talk about, why do you think many of us are in these positions?
Why we're not in these positions?
Yeah. What do you think?
I don't think technology is not, that's not something that our culture talks about. Like we had that conversation, right? Mm-hmm. Usually when you speak to someone that's young and you ask them, hey, who's someone that you look to as a benchmark? Who do you want to be like? First person they'll tell you is Jay-Z. And I'm like, why? There's a Reginald Lewis out there, Reginald Lewis, he was one of the first billionaires, Beatrice Food. In the 80s, he bought $1 billion company.
Right.
Who else you want to be? You want to be like Diddy? Why? You could be like Robert Smith. Robert Smith, he's a billionaire because of technology. His company buys technology companies. You know what I'm saying? They invest in that. So that's why I said our culture is not, we're not exposed to technology, but the ones that are exposed to technology, we need to get that message out there. Like I told you, everyone can't own a business. Everyone can't be a business owner, but technology can give you an opportunity where you can make some very good money. You can live a very comfortable life. You can take care of your family. For instance, Antoine, like you said, hey, I've been watching you, man. 496, right?
Mm-hmm.
You make the same amount of money as someone that went to school for 15 years to be a surgeon. You know that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody can't go to school to become a surgeon.
Well, 496 was last year. 544 was this past year.
There it goes. Technology is giving you that opportunity to really make some really good money.
Yeah.
I like I said, if I can get that message out to our people and let them know, hey, look into technology, or look into cybersecurity. Like you've been telling people about MIS. Everyone may not be too technical. They still can get that degree that's on the business side, which is the MIS. Because that was part of the business program at FAU. You either get an accounting, economics, finance, or MIS degree.
Yep.
So the opportunities are there. I just think we need to be. It needs to be pushed, and the conversation needs to be pushed even more. That's what I think. And like I said, whenever I speak to someone, I always ask them that benchmark question, man. And like I said, if they try to tell me a celebrity, man, I'm like, nah, man, there's some real people out here making it. Like I said, I just named a few. Another IT guy out there, man, Daryl Friedman, he's out in Tennessee.
Yep.
He sold his IT staffing company for $23 million.
Yep.
$23 million. And because he was so successful while running that company and building that company up, he co-founded Reliant Bank. Reliant Bank was just purchased in July 2021 for over $500 million.
Yeah.
Look what technology could do to you. It can give you the seed money to invest into something even bigger.
That's right. To keep the money coming and to get the money up even higher and to get you to that billionaire status. I love that. Like, I remember the conversation I had with, some people in Malaysia when I was over there, and I was my team in India as well too. And I wrote an article about this on the Black Heights blog. And you're right, it is a culture thing, right? When you ask somebody from our culture, name somebody who is a millionaire, billionaire, typically you're right. It kind of comes down to like the athletes, the Michael Jordans, the Oprahs, the entertainers, right? And when you ask other cultures, at least from my personal experience, when you ask other cultures, the people that they name are business owners. Exactly. Satya Nadella, right? Sundar Pichai, Elon Musk, right? They talk about these business owners because Tim Cook, because he gets paid $100 million a year, more than an NFL coach, more than a rapper, more than an entertainer, Larry Ellison, all of these guys, right? Mario Peoples, Don Peoples, right? Yeah. All of these guys make a lot more money than any of these entertainers can ever make. Oprah is Oprah and Jordan and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong. They build a business, but you still see people like Robert Smith on the Forbes list a lot higher than they are.
Yep.
Right. And why? Because of technology.
Yep.
So, it's a culture thing. And I'm glad that we're having this conversation, because that's why I want, and I have this channel as well, too, and have people like you coming on here to talk about it, to push it forward, and inch by inch, encouragement, inspiring, because you, if you're not in tech right now and you're on the fence, you deserve a seat at the table. You just have to go get your chair and put it at the table. And nobody's stopping you from doing that. At all. Nobody's stopping you from getting to that 240 bag. Nobody's stopping you from getting to that $100,000. Nobody's stopping you from getting to the $150,000, because it's out there. And there are many people who are getting it. And I know a whole bunch of them. I know a whole bunch of them, including myself.
Yep. And I want to add to the conversation is this. I know we say we tell you the salaries and all that stuff, but I do want to tell you it's not a walk in the park, right? A lot of these positions, they are requiring years of experience. They're requiring you to have your bachelor's degree. Some may require for you to have your master's. Some of them may require for you to have your Security Plus, your CISSP, your CEH, your Certified Ethical Hacker. So you have to have these things too, a combination of these things to get these salaries. It's not just, oh, you're just gonna, graduate with a, like you said, an MIS degree or a computer science degree, and you're just gonna make that money like that. No, no, no. These are people that, they are requiring years of experience, a whole combination of it for you to get it. But it's attainable. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Hey, if you 3 to 4 years or maybe 5, you could be sitting real nice, man. You could start making you some really good money. There's some people that it don't even take them that long. There's people that's 2 to 3 years they start making that kind of money. But I just want that message to get out there. Start looking into technology, especially someone like myself that's in the position where I can put you in front of the client, because clients do not want to sit there and review 100 resumes. I don't review 100 resumes. I find 5 to 7 strong people, and I put you in front of the client. That's it. I'm not reviewing 20 resumes, Antoine. I don't do that. I find some of the strongest, and I wish that I can find some people that look like me, so I can put in front of the client. And that's why I reached out to you, because I told you what was the issue that I was having. I wasn't, and I know they're out there. I know there's some people that have the college education, the certs. If you're out there, link up with me, man. So I can put you in front of that client so we can get you that bag.
I love it. I absolutely love it. You got time for some questions, Ronnie? You got time for some questions, man? All right, let's go to the chat. First of all, let me hit the super chats.